Hello, hello! I think we are live. I just dropped the camera. Let's see. All right, we are live. I dropped the camera. Having a little technical difficulties. I am attempting to hold an ice pack behind the camera, and that means I drop it once in a while. Why the ice pack, you ask? Because it's only 5:30, early evening here in beautiful sunny Arizona, and from the thermometer graph, you can see it's only about 107, 108 degrees, and the camera will overheat shortly. However, I'm going to attempt to make this short and quick on today, Topical Tuesday, August 21st, 2018. Steve Sipress here, and a couple of entertainers named Kevin are in the news. They are topical. People are talking about them. They are making news. So let's start with the first one. Guy by the name of Kevin Spacey. You might remember this guy, big-time actor. I think he even won an Oscar once. Big star of this House of Cards show that everyone loved. And then he went and got accused and admitted to all kinds of sexual misconduct, assault, rape, whatever it was. And boom, he is banished from the world of entertainment, so much that a movie came out with Kevin Spacey. He wasn't starring, but he had a pretty substantial role in the movie. Shelley Marie is here. Great seeing you. And this just came out last weekend. Was the first weekend I saw in the news. Holy cramoly. This thing nationwide. Now, this is a movie, right, with an Oscar-winning actor and a few other decent actors in it. Big-time movie. And in its first weekend, where you see big-time movies, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, whatever, they're pulling in, I don't know, 100 million on the weekend or more or something like that. Pulled in 126. 126, not 126 million. $126. Hello, Shelley Marie. $126. That's it, period. Like 15 people went to see the movie in the whole country. Now, a few factors, of course. Number one, it was only in a few theaters. However, still, 15 people, that's not even one showing in any one theater for any movie he ever did before. And if he hadn't been now admitted to this sexual assault thing, whatever he got into with the Me Too movement, clearly it would have brought in $126 in the first 3 seconds of the box office being open, not for the entire first weekend. And usually that's the biggest weekend. Almost always it's the biggest weekend for any movie. So that is a crash and burn of a movie. Now, a few factors. Number one, besides that it's, of course, Kevin Spacey, but it was only in a few theaters. And second of all, there was no promotion at all. Now, you've heard me talk all the time about the concept of the launch, especially if you pay attention to anything going on in the online marketing or where these online launches are held. They're trying to approximate the offline launch, which is one of the best ways to see it is in the movie industry. When a movie's coming out, you'll see ads for the big-time movies sometimes a year ahead of time, at least 6 months ahead of time, billboards and coming soon, and the trailer comes out and all the social media comes out, and then as it gets closer and closer, the actors, and maybe even the director, they start doing the whole tour of all the talk shows and the late night shows and this and that, and then the newspapers and the online advertising just ramps up like absolutely crazy in the last 2-3 weeks. Then the movie hits, boom, and there's a little supporting social media, depending on how well it did right away. They're supporting media, online, offline, more interviews, more press, all the reviews now are being done, and all the viral activity goes on, and it continues to go for about a week or two. So for the first about a year, 6 months to a year before the thing comes out, and then for a couple of weeks after it came out, there's this whole big launching of the movie, swelling of marketing. And so this Kevin Spacey movie, I was like, oh, you know, who knows? Let's see how bad it was. Well, my beautiful wife Michelle and I watched that movie a couple of nights ago when we first heard the news on the streaming. We watched it on the, online, and it was a decent movie. It's a true story, decent movie called The Billionaire Boys Club, about a bunch of Beverly Hills spoiled kids that want to figure out a scheme to take all their Beverly Hills high school friends' money, all the rich kids' money. And so, true story, amazing. And Kevin Spacey is one of the stars, one of the supporting kind of actors in the movie. A couple of kids were the stars. Decent movie. Had some pretty serious people in it. It was a true story. It was a good story. It was well done, I thought. No way it would bring in, less than multiple millions of dollars if it was actually marketed. But that's one thing you got to remember in your business, is that it's all based on the marketing. It doesn't matter how good the movie was. There was no marketing, and therefore $126. Not 126,000, not 126 million, $126, which means the producers lost ridiculous amounts of money because they had to pay Kevin Spacey, the rest of the actors, the director, the crew, whatever. Movies have a cost even outside of marketing. They have a cost of tens of millions of dollars. So that's big loser, Kevin, number one. No marketing, I guess because they didn't want the backlash from all the Me Too stuff. So no marketing, no money. That's true in the movies, true in any business, true in your business. Pay attention to the marketing. Kevin, number two, I think it was last night, because I see in the news, Kevin Hart. Oh, my goodness, what a shame. Kevin Hart, for like a year and a half of the Trump era, he has said, I'm avoiding politics. I think he said something like, when you jump into politics, I'm paraphrasing, you alienate a lot of people. You alienate half your audience, or a lot of your audience, something like that. Well, not necessarily so, but it is true when your audience is a mass market, like Kevin Hart, who's a comedian who is appealing to everybody. Similar to Kevin Spacey, but let's stay on Kevin Hart now. As a comedian, and his, if you look at the WOW strategy that I teach, that helps you, simple, easy way to market your business effectively. The WOW strategy, the first W stands for the who. Pick a target who. As narrow as you can, because that'll be the least expensive and the most effective to market to. Well, for mass media, like a Kevin Hart, it's not a narrow audience at all. It's anybody goes to see his movies for years. And when he came out and said, I'm not going to piss people off and say bad things about Trump, I'm just not going to do that, a lot of Trump supporters and conservatives, non-anti-Trumpers and non-deranged people, started supporting Kevin Hart. So he must have seen an uptick in attendance and in views to his stuff and in money in his pocket, right? Then he went on some award show, I don't know if it was last night or over the weekend or something, and he went out, he was hosting it, and he started the show by immediately trashing Trump and calling him a name and cursing him out or whatever they do on those shows, and boom. You'll see in the near future, Kevin Hart's income will plummet. Now, he's already wealthy beyond compare, beyond anything he could have ever imagined growing up, or anyone he ever knew, or anyone in his family, or anyone in his town or city, or wherever he grew up. He's wealthy beyond imagination. So I guess it really doesn't matter, since this was like on purpose. This is not a slip or anything. He said, I don't give a crap if I alienate all these extra millions of people, and that's what he's gone and done. So here's the bottom line for you as a business owner. Hopefully you are a business owner if you're watching my videos. When Kevin Hart said you jump into politics or any other controversy and you're going to alienate a lot of people, a lot of your audience, not always true. True in the mass market, hopefully not true for you, Mr. or Mrs. or Miss or whatever you call yourself, business owner. Because if you follow the WOW strategy, you're going to pick a narrow target who. And it's possible, and very often, it's true that narrow target who has very pronounced and very specific and very strong likes and dislikes. And so you don't alienate any of your audience if you're off with, when you say anti-Trump jokes, if your audience is all anti-Trumpers. And you don't alienate any anti-Trumpers if your audience is all conservatives, pro-Trumpers, either one. Well, not either one. A lot of conservatives are anti-Trumpers. But you get my drift. When you pick an ideal target, narrow target audience, it's less expensive, of course, to market to them than to market to everyone. And it's much more effective because you can give a message right to them. And they can accept a message that says, hey, Trump is a, racist, with all the nonsense they make up about him, whatever, blah, 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 you can say that. But if your audience is all conservative, and that's what you've chosen, and that's who you market to, then you just go right out and say Trump is the greatest. I've seen, actually, believe it or not, I've seen people actually say in public, Trump is the greatest president in my lifetime, or the greatest, can't even say it with a straight face. Trump is the greatest president of all time. There's people who actually believe that. So if that's your audience, then you can market to them and you can say that, and it will not alienate any of them. It'll only alienate people that are not your customers. So who cares? And Kevin Hart, that's what he did last night. He said, I don't care anymore about all the pro-Trumpers that suddenly came into my audience. I'd rather go back to the safe, little box I was in as just another typical Hollywood entertainer, anti-Trumper. Unlike Kanye West, famously came out in favor of Trump against the grain, and he got a lot of backlash. Kevin Hart must have said, I don't want all that backlash. Maybe he's already been getting it for a year and a half, and he said, I'm done with that. I'm going to go back to making less money by alienating millions of my new followers because I was going to be just, a regular comedian and not fly off the deep end and be deranged. Then he decided to be deranged. So let me give you an example of when it's right to alienate people. I just told you a couple of situations. I'll give you one right now. How about when you're me? My target market, my very narrow target market, is small business owners. It's even narrower than that. It's aggressive, forward-thinking small business owners that are action takers, that are aggressively looking to make a lot of money. That's maybe 5 or 10% of all business owners. Now, there's about 29, 28, 29, 30 million business owners in the U.S., which means about 13% of the adult population are business owners. About maybe, if 5%, 1 out of 20 of those is the aggressive, forward-thinking, hard-charging business owner that wants to make a lot of money, then that's still millions of business owners in that small world that I appeal to. Those are my clients. Those who I help. That's who I market to. But I ignore, not only do I ignore the 87% of Americans, and even more if you look all throughout the world, who are not business owners, but I call them out, as I'm going to do now, because whatever their excuse is to not be a business owner, there's a number of them. I hear them all the time they use. They're either too cowardly, they're too selfish, they're too lazy, and there's all kinds of other reasons they give. Oh, but I'm a but. They're so far up their butt that they never start a business, and they're wage slaves, and they help make us wealthy, and good for them. We need people to work for us. We need people to take out the garbage. We need people to clean my pool. I need people to, the landscapers were here yesterday. The bug guy was here today. The pool lady comes tomorrow. I need all these people. Good for them. Actually, now that I think about it, all those people are actually business owners because I'm dealing with them, and I'm not hiring employees. I hire small business owners. But you get my point. We need employees. We need government workers, not nearly as many as we have, of course, but the world needs all that. So that 80% can stay cowardly, selfish, lazy, whatever it is, whatever reason that they don't start a business, fine. See, I just called them all out, and it won't affect my audience or my income one bit. In fact, it will improve it because business owners like to rally and be told, because business owners are a pretty lonely profession and they don't often get told how great they are, what heroes they are, and how rare they are, and how they are the opposite of all the things I just said. How heroic they are, how much confidence they have, how much they're willing to give value, how much they are the stalwarts and the pillars of their community. They're the backbone of any society of America, of the world. They are the champions and the true heroes. See, so by saying that, I'm alienating all kinds of people that are not in my marketplace. Kevin Hart, Kevin Spacey, though, big difference, big mistake for both of them. One, one was from years ago and was just found out. The other one was purposely. He just alienated millions of people and lost millions of dollars. He can handle it. Maybe you can handle it. If you can, go ahead and do it. Just know what you're doing when you alienate people and be strategic about it. Hopefully Kevin Hart was. And he said, I would rather alienate all those new fans and all those followers, and I'll go back because I'm getting backlash from my old fans and old followers. So hopefully he did it strategically. Hopefully you do too. I see some questions, comments, concerns coming in here. Shelley Marie says, as I was going to say, who would work for us? Right. That's why not everyone is ever going to be a business owner, and lots of other people are here. Tony's here. Tommy Love is here. Great seeing you, man. TJ is here. And a bunch of other people that I'm not being able. Sometimes I just can't see everybody or all the comments. For some reason, Facebook won't show them to me until after I end the video. And I go back and look on my Facebook page to see that it came out. And then I go put it onto all the pages I have and groups and where else? My blog, my podcast, put it all over the place, and I see, oh, look at all these comments that I didn't see when it was live. So I apologize if I'm not seeing them. Facebook isn't showing to me, nothing new, unless you're given a flamingly liberal message. All the big internet sites hate you, and so I wouldn't put it past them to not let anyone see my videos, not let anyone comment on them, not let anyone find them. It's all good, not my audience. Anyway, that's it for Topical Tuesday. Thanks to everyone being here live. Thanks to the questions, comments, concerns, issues, anything at all that you put in there while watching live or on the replay. I'll be back tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday. On my ice pack, I got water melting down my hand from the about 107-degree weather, but the camera did not overheat. Success. That's it for Topical Tuesday. Catch you tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesday. Thanks everyone being here. Over and out. Bye-bye.